All right. Let's get this show started. Curfew Boys with two guys only for the first time ever in the
For now.
history of this podcast. Sammy, Zook, how are you, my man?
Hey, now, very good yourself,
I
Sammy?
am very good. Very good. This feels weird in the sense that our other boys are absent for this episode.
Listen, life happens, right?
Life happens. We got big
And that's why we're a
shit.
big group in case for these moments where, if only two people have to log in, we have the people.
We got it. That's right.
We have at least two people, one person.
Yeah, that's it. But hey, look, happy to see you.
Likewise.
Happy to join this episode with you. And no matter what, we're gonna have some fun. So we kick it off. The Montreal Canadiens beat the Pittsburgh Penguins for the first comeback of the season. Only 4 games in, but not so bad. Final score 3-2 in overtime. The Canadiens coming off, a 2-game losing streak. When was it? On Friday. They got a bit of a spanking against the Detroit Red Wings. Score 3-0, and poor Jake Allen just got bombarded with shots. He got 20 plus shots in the first period.
First period, was it 25 or something?
Something like that. So poor Jake Allen.
Well, it reminds me of what Price
that's
his whole career.
Exactly that. So I'm sure Jake Allen was like, fuck, now I understand what Price is thinking. Fuck, now I feel his pain. Jesus Christ. They fell short 3-0. 24 hours later, on Saturday, the Canadiens faced the Washington Capitals. The Capitals were entering that game winless in 2, I believe. They were 0-2. Ovechkin had yet to score a goal. So you knew that Washington was going to be fired up. You knew that they were going to fight for a victory on home ice. The Canadiens sort of held their own. They put in a good fight, but it could be fatigue played a factor.
I don't know if it was fatigue. In my opinion, they were in it until middle of the second?
Middle of the second, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they held their own. But listen,
yeah,
at a certain point, the powerful, the forwards of the Capitals, man, you can really see the difference of experience.
Well, that's it,
and also skill they have over the Canadiens.
Well, exactly. You could argue that.
Lines.
Yeah, you could argue that Washington's getting a bit older. They're not the same, but
you can say the same with Boston, and they're still I think they're 3-0.
They're 3-0 right now. They're getting a beating as we speak.
Yeah,
against
still,
Ottawa.
They started strong. So these older teams, I don't know, man. I would expect the younger teams now to step up, but it's been pretty quiet for the young teams. Apart from, I'll say the Canadiens are surprisingly they're 500. I don't know, man.
4 games in, we're gonna take it. Look,
even Buffalo's doing well.
Their whole goal was to surprise people, and they're surprising all of us so far.
What did we say, Sam? There, we're saying, I remember in August, you're like, the Habs will lose more than winning, but at least be exciting or provide an exciting brand of hockey, and that's exactly what it is. And I don't know if it's a coaching thing or if it's just a mix of the players that we have, young kids trying to prove themselves, which combines into this style of hockey, which reminds me of when the Leafs were still shit, but they started to draft well. Yeah, remember the first 2 years they were still a terrible team, but exciting, 5-4, 6-5 games.
Well, that's it. It's when they had Matthews that first joined.
That's the trend, right? Yeah,
you had Marner and Nylander.
That's when they were starting to trend upwards, right? And I feel like we're not far from that. We're still missing a few. I would say a few key elements there, like goaltending, but.
Yeah, exactly. As long as we don't give those Murray type contracts out there to fucking nobody.
Nope. Fuck. Thank God.
Thank
God we dodged that bullet.
Did you see on social media, on Twitter, there's a picture of Matt Murray. don't spill your water. There's a picture of Matt Murray trying to get the puck behind the net.
I saw.
And his goalie pads are Band-Aids.
Yes.
Man,
creative world, man.
Dude, they're only 3-4 games in, and Toronto's already losing.
So he's long-term right now, right? He's long-term out?
He's finished. He fucking, I don't know what happened. I think he got some abdominal injury during practice. And
okay.
He's on LTIR right now.
I thought it was his groin, but okay. So
maybe.
Okay. Because if it's his groin, it could be.
Listen, it's
several months.
Listen, it's some midsection. of his body. So
Yeah,
whether
well,
it's abdominal or it's grown, like it's around that area.
yeah.
And
Like
Toronto,
they could score 6 goals a game though, so they're
dude,
fine. But
Toronto is losing their fucking minds right now. It is
honestly,
amazing.
their GM right now, from my understanding, I've been seeing a lot of like media
Oh, they
on
want his head.
they want his head. Yeah. So like if they lose again,
Hmm.
like last year, or if they don't make it past the first round this year,
Hmm.
there's gonna be heads rolling in Toronto. Like I don't know if it's gonna be coaching. The coaching too, in my opinion, has been I don't get why he's a coach.
I don't know either. All I know is that
Useless.
when it's funny how Joey's gonna agree with me on this one when he hears this, but it's funny how like
Oh, for once.
yeah, exactly. We kept saying how Montreal's gonna be a bottom team along with Arizona, Seattle, but it's funny enough, Seattle's not is doing pretty well, a pretty decent start. Arizona beating Toronto is just awesome. That's awesome. Every time you
Yeah,
see that,
that surprised me when I read the stats. I was like, wow. And it wasn't just a simple win; it was a pretty dominant win.
speaking of dominant wins, though, let's get straight to it. I wouldn't say dominant, but a very entertaining game yesterday.
Hmm.
It,
Yeah,
what,
they were in control. I found that, even behind, we were like, okay, we're not far behind.
again, it's something that Joey keeps saying. We didn't get outplayed, even though they were down 2-0. Like
I want
Marty
to ask
said,
you something actually about that.
Did you hear what Marty
Oh,
said? He goes,
about
they were winning, but they weren't beating us.
right,
Like,
yeah, right. So that's exactly what I meant to say. So yeah, they were ahead, but we were still not controlling the play, but like we were on par with them skating wise
mhm.
in terms of the zones on the ice and all that kind of stuff. And even if you saw the stats of like puck possession, it was very even. It
Yeah,
was very
yeah,
even.
yeah. It really was. It's just in a sense, though, I will say this. Thank God well, the puck never went in. But remember when they thought they scored at the very beginning?
Yeah,
So
what a
thank God
shot!
that was a beautiful shot. Thank God that didn't go in, because if
Yeah,
that would have counted, if that was just a goal period, who knows where the game could have gone? But
yeah, they
that's the
did
fate
seem
of
a
the
little
game.
deflated after that, and then thank God it wasn't a goal. But yeah,
Well, then
and it was early on too, right?
it was
So
very very early on.
that doesn't help.
Cole Caulfield was just buzzing that fucking first period. Kid was
Did
flying.
you did you hear that stat? I'm not sure who said it. I think it was on Sportsnet or one of the American channels. They were
Hmm.
saying that since Marty has been coach,
Hmm.
he's Cole Caulfield's goals since he was coach
Per
is
game.
like, yeah, he's tied with or very close to Connor McDavid in that same time
It's
frame.
very possible.
Since that, what was that? February? When did he
Yeah, he
start?
started. Yeah,
No, it was
yeah,
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 I think it was
yeah.
February. So like since then till now, in terms of the games and
Hmm.
goals, he's close with Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Since then, that's insane.
I have no
Like
doubt.
you can't say that with a lot of players.
I really really have no doubt. And
So
but like we kept saying, I think this kid, I don't know what he did in the offseason. He must have trained. He must have
no, he had a
built it.
proper offseason for once. Same with Gallagher. He actually had
Mhm.
time to relax, heal the body, train, and you see
I
the
believe.
difference. Even Gallagher
Oh,
skating like a freaking animal.
he's skating well. I don't care if Joey disagrees with
He
me.
is.
He created a lot of scoring chances yesterday. The guy had 3-4 shots and in good areas,
Yes,
just couldn't bury them. But he
it's gonna
created
come.
many opportunities.
Yeah.
What did you think of Slavkovsky on the fourth line?
I actually thought it was his best game. He was actually producing,
I think so.
chances. He was
He
actually,
was. He was great. So again, Twitterverse,
and his
how
skating too is like it looks like he's not a step behind anymore. He looks like
he's
he's
still
where it should be, and it's only getting better though. Like I think the next
totally,
4 games
exactly.
you'll see a big difference.
Well, look, right now he's 4 games in. He's still got another 4 or 5 to go before they make a final decision on if they're going to keep him or send him to Laval. I thought he played pretty decent or pretty good on the fourth line. You know how Twitter is. Some people on Twitter, they just lose their shit for nothing. A lot of them were saying that it's a waste to have Slavkovsky on the fourth line. It's a waste. And if you noticed, it was a smart move by Marty St. Louis to put him on the fourth line because he protected that player. He protected the kid, and he matched them up against their other fourth line, and they were better. Like Slavkovsky, Evans,
Of course.
and even whatever. Let's say even if you want to include Hoffman, they were better. They generated a lot more scoring chances than Pittsburgh's fourth line. So it wasn't a waste.
And
everyone,
that could only build the confidence for Slavkovsky, right? So
I think
if his
so.
confidence builds, like we saw last year, once he was confident,
Hmm.
he performed.
I think, yeah,
Like
but
even in the TPS, he started really slow. Like he was adjusting to playing with men, right?
in the
And
Olympics,
then
what do you
but
think?
like in the yeah, right, in the Olympics too. But I'm saying in the second half of the season, that's where he started to really show that he had potential, right? And then he did
But
at
that's
the
it.
championship. He wasn't at the Olympics. He was killing it, but that's
He
because he had that confidence.
Well, he started in the fourth line, and as he played, he
Yeah,
kept better. And look at that, he ended up being the leading goal scorer.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so
exactly.
so look, I mean, it hopefully
I don't
does
know if he's
happen,
gonna
but
go
but you
down,
gotta
man, Sammy.
but you gotta look at that trend though. If he's on the fourth line, he keeps getting better, and he keeps going up the lines. Who knows? My only thing is like I really want to see him on the power play now. Like,
Yeah,
can we
but
please?
I think it's gonna come. He's gonna try. He's gonna try something out. But
Mm,
yeah, that's a good point. The power play should help his minutes as well. But did you hear what Marty was saying as well in regards to the you know, if he's going to send him down or if he's going to keep him up to develop? He
mm,
said something in a little detail where, like, I'm not sure if a lot of people caught that, but he said the best way to learn is in the trenches. Trenches
I guess
meaning
so.
where they are right now,
Yeah.
where they're building. So why send him somewhere else? Yes, he might do well. He might boost his confidence and then he's going
Hmm.
to probably come back like after
Hmm.
10, 15 games, which is fine. But if he could learn right now, I think that the Habs are equipped with developing players more than they ever were ever within the
Yeah.
last 20 years. So
They have a
if that's
proper
the
staff.
case, they have a proper staff. They have all the analytics. They have all that stuff. Now they have, you know, an idea of what to do with players or what certain players have to learn and whatnot.
That's right.
So keep him in, try if he's really having a terrible time, whatever, which I don't think he is, but let's say
Oh, I don't
he's
think so either.
by Christmas he's depressed. Okay, go down, play 22 minutes a game or whatever he wants to do, kill it, and then he's gonna probably come back. So, but like, why waste that time? Just keep him here, make him develop with a great coach, with build chemistry with the teammates that you will be playing for the rest of your career.
Yeah.
And if it takes 15 games, it takes 15 games. Whatever. It's not like we're winning the cup anyways. Learn
Well,
now, and that's it. And that's how you really get the badge
well,
on your shoulder.
I definitely agree with that statement, and here's where I think it's that like as long as you're showing progression or showing signs of improvement, showing signs that he's getting
Exactly.
better by playing better, if that keeps happening, I don't see a reason for him to send him Laval.
No.
But look, having said that, if they do, chances are it's probably for the better. But if they
Mhm.
do, they gotta give him top line minutes. They
Yeah.
gotta give him power play minutes. Let the kid play though. At this
Mhm.
point, if he's gonna go down to the minors,
No, for
please,
sure.
please, 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 I say, you know, l- just give him that opportunity to dominate as much as possible. And that's
Play
it.
that power play.
I want him on the power play,
Yeah.
but yesterday, it just so happened to happen that who ties it up late in the game. A lot of people are criticizing Jonathan Drouin, but he made a beautiful pass, and he needed that.
We cannot forget that it's been what, like 7 months since he played the last game.
Yep.
So what happens when you
Ish.
don't play for so
Ish.
long? You have rust to shake off, right? And that sometimes
Absolutely.
takes longer than you would expect. But
Yeah.
he also didn't have a good training camp, so that it only
Yeah,
slowed
exactly.
it only slowed his progress up, which I
Well,
think
I don't even
he's
know if he's
getting
still
better.
injured though, but
I don't know. He didn't have a great game
but he
overall,
didn't but he didn't have a shit game
but
that
he didn't have a
he
shit game. But I found he wasn't that present. But it counted,
yeah. Well, listen,
when
he
he passed it and the guys and Coffee School.
I guess
That's
in
when it
its
really
I
counted.
guess in a sense you could say, look, he showed up when they needed. He made that beautiful pass. By the way, that winning goal started with Gallagher getting the puck to Guhle at the point. Okay,
Yeah,
stick it, Joey. Fucking stick it. All right. So,
yes, sir.
yeah, and just going to overtime. My God, can we talk about Jeff Petry?
Oh, man, I felt bad, but
Can we
it's like
talk
as
about Jeff
if
Petry for a second here?
he
Yeesh.
forgot which team he plays for. Was he playing for the Canadians or was he playing
Oh
for
my
Pittsburgh?
God. It's funny how there's certain games with certain players, like they're meant to happen at the Bell Center. in favor of the Canadians. Oh my god, like poor Jeff Petry, man. I feel for the guy, and I don't care if anybody disagrees with me. I always liked him. I didn't want him to leave. We know why he left, and people can say what they want, but look at the bigger picture, and then you'd probably do the same, okay, people? I'm just saying that. You could disagree with me all you want. I don't give a shit. I'm right. So,
but speaking of another player that was a Canadians, Ryan Poehling had a good game. He had some chances.
I saw him on that one rush.
He had a solid game, I found. Yeah,
I barely noticed him, but
yeah.
But again, Ryan Poehling too, I always liked it. But Jeff Petry, man, oh my god, there was that whole debate whether he should get booed or not, and I don't know.
First shift, brother. Boo.
Yeah, I mean, listen, personally, I wouldn't have booed him. But if you're gonna pay money, you have the right to boo him. I think you do. I don't have to like it, and I don't like it.
Man, like they booed
I know.
Like
I know.
He was the savior, and they booed him. It's just a tradition, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And he fucking pledged $10 million in the city. Like
it's so funny because even Petry, they did the video in honor of him and his time in Montreal. He got the applause, which was great. And then he's back to touching the puck, and they boo him.
Listen, it's a battlefield out there, man.
Oh, it is a dog-eat-dog world, and I get it. He's on the opposing team. Yeah, that's fine. It's again, like I'm just talking about myself here. I wouldn't have booed him. Just they didn't boo Ben Sherratt, and I was there.
Oh, really?
When Ben Sherratt came back with Florida, no, they didn't. They didn't boo him.
Oh,
so I'm just saying,
maybe it's because he didn't request a trade. Well.
So do you truly think it's because of that? Like, you think fans are bitter that
I think so too, because he had a contract, man, and he wanted to. He asked for the trade, because of his family, whatever situation he was living at that time.
Yeah,
which is fine. And listen, everyone has their own path in life, but. Like I said, if you request a trade out of this team, you're gonna get booed, man, and that's what it is. It's a tradition.
Yeah,
we even booed Koivu, I think. Maybe not. But like I remember the first game
I'm sure there were some.
Anaheim.
I'm sure there were some, but I mean, majority were cheers because again,
Koivu. I think.
No, but I get
when Recchi was playing against, but he was in Boston, but that's a different story.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, but geez, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I remember. I was pissed.
Like when Alex Romanov comes to the Bell Center with the Islanders, do you think he's gonna get booed?
Absolutely.
You think you think Romanov's gonna get booed?
I have a feeling.
I don't think so. Oh no way. I don't think so at all.
Especially when he smashes someone.
Oof. If he smashes Caulfield, though, yeah. And if that happens, I think Jack Guy's going to go after him.
I see him smashing like a guy like Weidman or something. Little shorty.
Bah. If Weidman is in the fucking offensive zone to that
and
point,
Guhle will definitely he will stick up.
Where if Chris Weidman is that far into the offensive zone where Romanov's going to have to destroy him, the Chris Weidman's got some fucking thinking to do.
For real.
You know what I mean? But man, again though, I as soon as they went into overtime and got the power play, it's like I knew they were gonna score, and I'm super happy for Kirby Dach. I was happy it was him that got it.
He had many opportunities, like even in prior games. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but he's been playing good. He's been playing well.
I like his game. I really do. I really do.
He had that wrap-around there that he almost scored. I thought he went it. That was incredible technique.
Yeah, the home opener against Toronto. I said that in our last episode. Like, the guy pulled a fucking 90-degree. He pulled a 90-degree fucking position with his arm.
But he has the reach, right?
He does have the reach.
He has Chara reach.
He's got the fucking hands too, though. The kid's good, but like, I really think he's trying to focus more on his two-way game. He could play a 200-foot game.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, man,
I
wanted a bit more from him, and that's why I'm just a bit more like scoring opportunities.
He's 21 too, eh?
Yeah, he's still young, absolutely, but super happy
he's
that
Guhle's age.
Yeah, he's Guhle's number.
If you think about it.
He's Guhle's number. Yeah, it was beautiful. And it's funny too how Caulfield missed his shot, but it still went off the crossbar on that power play, and we finally get a power play goal.
Oh man, Caulfield, the
So
guy's he's everywhere, eh?
kid's a beauty. The kid's awesome, but
Even Suzuki, do you notice he's the next level? Like
yeah,
from
yeah,
last
yeah.
year?
You know what? And I'm funny, man. I'm glad you mentioned Suzuki because don't forget he first started his career on the fourth line with the Montreal Canadiens. By the way,
There you go. Yeah,
don't
for
forget
sure.
that, people. He actually did. The only difference is he did get power play minutes in his rookie season too.
Right.
So this is
But
where
that's because he's also a good face-off person. So I think they were giving him like a chance to win the face-off so that they could keep puck possession, right?
compared to Kirby Dach, who's like 0-5, like
Yeah. Well, listen, everyone has their own.
his face-off numbers are horrible.
Yeah.
But Hickory Dickory Dach, he scored the game winner. Merci, bonsoir. Good night, Pittsburgh. Good night, Montreal. Another 2 points. And we're once again middle of the fucking pack. We're in 16th spots right now. Sean Monahan, dude.
Fuck. Did you see that pass? That patience?
God damn. Like, this is a 6th overall pick that Calgary gave us a first-round pick to take this guy.
Like, this is a steal and a half.
Okay, but here's this. Let's ask this question. If ever he's playing well and he can contribute to this team, not just short-term, but maybe long-term, if he stays healthy.
What's his term? What's his term?
He has no term. This is his contract year. It's his last year of his contract.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So would you sign him? That's where you're going to go at, right?
Mm-hmm.
It depends.
Dude, I don't know. Here's what I would do.
I would do it like 2 years, 3 max.
Here's what I would do though. If he puts up points, hold on a sec. If he puts up points, if he's putting up points this season and he's a free agent at the end of the season, you trade him, you become Kent Hughes. I'm willing to bet my left nut here is that he will be a seller. There might be teams that are willing to buy, and if they're having cap issues, you retain 50% of his salary. 50%. He's at.
And what would you get from that? Like more picks?
Dude, you could get a first round pick. You can get, or you could get a very good prospect. Right now, he's at $6.375 million. If you retain half that, retain just a little over $3 million. If you help the other team out, and he's telling, look, I'm retaining salary from you. Give us something. I think Kent Hughes could get something for him. And let's say he's testing the market, or if he wants to come back, you sign him for a cheaper deal, maybe 1 or 2 years, like you said.
How old is he? 31?
How old is he? He's 20. How old is he? Where is he?
So he's a little older than
I think he's 27. No, he's 28. Yeah, he's 28.
He's young. Yeah, so he could definitely do 2-3 years.
But the thing is with him, it's his injury issues, his history of injury. He's injury prone. So like, you got to hope to God he's healthy. And if he is, and if he does bring up his value, you got to hope he stays healthy.
It's reminding me a bit like Markov. Like, remember, like early on in his career, he got that knee injury, or like several things. Like he got his ligament, Achilles. That was, and then he was out, I think, 2 years or something like that, or like a year, maybe a year and a half.
Well, he was out for most of it, but then after they gave him like a 3-year contract extension, but
that's what I'm saying. He came back healthy, and then they signed him, right?
Yeah, but it's and
he didn't have any injuries since then. So
at defense though, like could slow down on as a defenseman, as a forward, someone that's got to attack constantly. I mean, look, each position is different, right? But like,
it's also the times are different too. Right? Like Markov, I think he wasn't in when the pace was at the max pace.
No, like his career,
was a different game.
His career ended like just as the game of hockey really took its pace to that other level.
Yeah.
You know, like it's really when like McDavid now was like, okay, like I'm the show now. Like even guys like McKinnon, like they're like, no, we're the shit now. We're ready to fucking roll.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think that's what I would do with Sean Monahan if I was Kent Hughes. You know, but like again, it's really who's. Look, we're only 4 games in. We could kind of have an idea more or less who are going to be the contenders and who are going to be playoff teams. But lots of things could change. It's just right now, Sean Monahan, him and Dach, in 4 games, they have 2 points. They were acquired in the offseason.
They have a decent chemistry.
They have a fantastic chemistry,
Yeah.
those two.
Sometimes that comes along, man. And
I didn't mind Hoffman playing with Suzuki and Caulfield, but man, when they put Dach and Monahan together, at least on the power play, boom, it worked out at the perfect time. So Dach gets his first as a Montreal Canadiens, and there's nothing better than getting your first in being an overtime hero at a full crowd Bell Center. And a guy,
good for him.
Good for him. I'm super, super happy for him, and I hope he continues because he was acquired for a reason at the draft. He was acquired to be another future asset for this team. So
I don't doubt it.
Well, I don't doubt it either. I don't doubt it either.
Yeah,
it's him too. He's got to stay healthy, but so far so good. But I think this whole game is impossible discussing about it without talking about Kaiden Guhle. Can we take a fucking moment here and talk about how amazing this kid's played so far?
Sorry?
Can we talk about how amazing Kaiden Guhle has been so far?
I don't understand how he played 24 minutes last time. And it doesn't even feel like it because it's a natural thing for him. Like
24 minutes
and 40
rare. Do you know what that is? That's playoff numbers.
Yeah. Like Weber was doing that.
That's playoff time on ice numbers. Like Drew Doughty in his prime was doing that. Victor Hedman was doing that.
It's also due to the fact that we have no choice. Meaning, who else is going to put?
We have no choice, but this looks like a fantastic choice.
Yeah, no, for sure. In this case, it's working out well because that kid is capable. But I'm just saying, it's in an ideal world, it shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be a 21-year-old kid first fucking 4 games in the NHL and he's already doing 24 minutes.
Well, look, he should continue playing,
but
over 20 minutes a game. Who I don't want to continue playing over 20 minutes a game is his partner. So far.
Okay, on that, I know Joey hates him, and I get it. But there's only been so far. Okay, granted, we're very early in the season, but there's been a handful of moments where I was like, "Fuck, Savard, come on!" But overall, it's not been that bad.
I mean, so far, and I think him too.
We're in the games. It's not we're blown out. Fucking.
I think him too. He had a good off season, like you said. He had rest. Yeah. He looks a bit slimmer. Considering he is a bit of a bigger guy, and maybe his conditioning wasn't the best last season, but he looks a little bit, in a sense, better, I guess. But
maybe it's just
we can't have
him taking the fucking it's
we
making
can't
his life easier.
I think that's what it is, but you can't have a guy like David Savard playing 22 minutes and 37 seconds.
No, that guy 15 max.
Well, that's it. On a good team, he's playing
14.
He's playing between 14 and 17 minutes, maybe max.
Exactly.
As a number 5 or a number 6. So
like when he was in Tampa Bay. It was about 14, 15 minutes.
Tampa Bay, he didn't have to worry about anything.
Exactly.
He played well in Tampa Bay because he played 10 minutes a game.
Yeah.
When you have Hedman, McDonough, Sergachev, Chernak, what are you worried about? I think Chernak's out. Anyways, but Kaiden Guhle yesterday he didn't look like a rookie.
No. I want to ask you, what do you think his max potential is compared to one of the top tier defensemen in the league?
I think he's going to be a Norris Trophy candidate one day.
Better than Petry?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think he's a better two-way. I think he will be a better two-way defenseman than Jeff Petry. Jeff Petry was amazing in his prime.
Yeah.
And then when we first got him, he was playing very well. But I think Guhle could be even better than what Jeff Petry was when he came to Montreal. This kid is an absolute beauty. I think he's going to be the future number 1 defenseman of this team, unless there's another defenseman that comes up high and is ranked like an Owen Powers or Rasmus Dahlin type of defenseman. But until then, I see Kaiden Guhle as being the number one. I see him being our best two-way defenseman on the team. Someone who could contribute offensively and defensively. Someone who could contribute on the power play, which I was so happy to see that he was on the second wave or the second power play unit.
Yeah.
That just shows the confidence this kid has, and that shows even more the confidence that Marty St. Louis has in this kid. Does anybody realize in Kaiden Guhle's first 4 career games in the NHL, he's been up against Austin Matthews, he's been up against Alex Ovechkin, and he's been up against Sidney Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have Austin Matthews, who's the best goal scorer right now.
And he did nothing. He did nothing that game.
You have Alex Ovechkin, who is probably the best goal scorer of our generation. And you have Sidney Crosby, who's probably the best overall NHL player of our generation. None of them scored a goal.
No, exactly.
None of them scored a goal.
Matthews look like nothing. And Matthews is the most recent, I would say, like, okay, Ovechkin and Crosby are getting older, but like Matthews, you would consider he's in the caliber of McDavid, right? And he did
exactly.
nothing. He was nowhere to be seen. Okay, granted, maybe it was early on in the season, it was the first game, but still.
But you would never
expect all those fucking players.
You don't expect a rookie defenseman to do that against these top players. You don't. No. It takes and the development of a defenseman takes a lot longer than a forward.
Yeah.
But this kid's coming in as if he's played in the NHL before.
I also see him as like a future leader. Like, do you get that?
100%.
Like, he has God,
yeah. Oh
like
my
the
God!
Way he puts himself out there, you know, like the way he speaks.
He's got that Shea Weber. He's got that Shea Weber seriousness in him already at a young age. Like he's so mature. He's so mature.
I think he's gonna replace what's his face. I'm guessing Edmondson, maybe like, or maybe Gallagher. He's gonna replace him in terms of like.
Eventually he is gonna get the A on the chest. Absolutely.
I think Edmondson is the next guy out, but yeah, it is what it is.
Well, I mean, he's got another year left on his contract. This is how you know Kaiden Guhle has developed properly and matured into the NHL. Because if you look at all of his highlights, the majority of his best highlights in junior with the Edmonton Oil Kings, even if you go back to when he was playing with the Raiders, but especially with the Edmonton Oil Kings, he's a two-way defenseman there too. But the kid dishes out these fucking hits. Like, if he catches you with your head down, like he's lining you up like Scott Stevens, and he's taking you out. No, seriously. Like, go look at his hits in junior. He destroyed everybody. Like, Arbor Jacki destroyed everybody. Kaiden Guhle destroyed everybody as well. He comes.
I think at this level, it's gonna be harder though, because like people don't have their head down, or they know, but they position themselves to avoid these. But yeah, there's gonna be one or two for
absolutely. Sure. But the thing is that he's not taking himself out of position to deliver those hits. Do you remember when Alex Romanov first started, and that's what he was doing? He was making beautiful hits, but he was taking himself out of position to the point where it was these odd man rushes for the opposing teams coming down on these 2-on-1s, these 3-on-1s, just because he took. Kaiden Guhle is not doing that. That's the freaking difference. That's the maturity level that this kid has, knowing he can't exactly do that in the NHL. His
hockey IQ is higher than.
I think his hockey IQ is
than Romanov
is
sure.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, and you know what I mean. And this comes back to me saying, like, yeah, we were all sad to see a defenseman like Romanov go. You know, even the GM didn't want to trade him. They try to keep him. But then you see, look, Kaiden Guhle's coming in, Arbor Jacki's coming in, and it's like, hold on a sec here. Like, don't forget. I think people forget that Kaiden Guhle was the third, or at least top 3 defenseman in his draft. And he went at 16. He went at 16. The only 2 defensemen that got drafted before him in when was it? In the 2020 draft.
2020, yeah.
The only 2 other defensemen were Jamie Drysdale, rightfully so, with Anaheim, and Jake Sanderson with Ottawa. After that, what was it? Jamie Drysdale went at where did he go? He went at, because that year was 2020. It was Lafreniere and then Quinton Byfield. Alexis Lafreniere, number 1 with the Rangers.
That's 2020 Lafreniere.
That's 2020. No, 2019. That was Caulfield's year.
Oh, okay. Oh, was that okay?
And then after that, it was Jamie Drysdale, and then I think Tim Stützle went number 4, and I'm gonna
So
have
good.
to look up again the draft here because I'm probably getting.
Just,
But the thing is people forget that Kaiden Guhle was the 3rd best defenseman in that draft.
insane.
Yeah, here we go. So imagine Jake. I thought
Now
Jamie
this is the
Drysdale.
first round, eh?
It was the first round. I thought Jamie Drysdale went before Jake Sanderson. It was Jake Sanderson that got picked 5th overall, and then Drysdale just a pick after him, number 6. And then you go down all the way to number 16, Kaiden Guhle. That draft, it was all forwards.
Yeah.
But like everybody's wondering, like, how is it that he's so
Jake
good?
Sanderson is also fucking
Jake
good.
Sanderson is very good. Jamie Drysdale is very good. Kaiden Guhle is very good, guys. Yep. And the thing is, if he just keeps playing this way, he's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
Like this kid didn't even scratch the surface yet. Granted, we're only 4 games in. I get it. But
yeah, but even the offseason, he was solid. Even, all that. No, offseason, sorry, preseason.
He was in the rookie tournament. He was fantastic. He was fantastic in the rookie tournament. He was probably the best prospect there. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised at the same time. I'm not surprised how good he is. I'm just surprised at how quick he was able to do it. Again, I get it. We're only 4 games in.
Yeah, well.
But Jesus Christ, if 4 games in, I don't think this is a fluke. That's me personally. I don't think it's a fluke the way he's playing.
There's some players that and there's a large group of this. There's players that thrive or step up when they're given the opportunity to do so.
Yep.
Within the circumstances like the Canadians are in, where they need, there's a lack of players or whatever, and so they're trying them out, and they notice that, and they take that step. They force themselves to really push themselves.
But that's been Kaiden Guhle before he came in the NHL.
There's players like that. Even Subban was like that. Like remember Subban?
Yeah.
As a kid, like young Subban, he was still.
There's a reason why
Subban Hamilton days.
Yeah, there's a reason why he was chosen for Team Canada in the World Juniors.
They just take that. There's something that like in their mind, I guess.
But there's a reason. There's a reason why Kaiden Guhle was selected to go to Team Canada. There's a reason why that Kaiden Guhle was selected team captain for Team Canada.
It's true, man. I forgot he was captain.
Fucking COVID destroyed that fucking tournament, and it's so unfortunate because I'm convinced that he would have won. They gotten the season, the tournament before, they lost. They lost to Caulfield and Zegras in the finals. They won silver. And imagine, Kaiden Guhle in that tournament was considered. He started off as a number 5 and number 6 amongst the defensemen, but then as the tournament went, he kept getting better and better and better. And then what happens? He's selected team captain for the next tournament. Granted, COVID canceled it. I think the one that they just won, I think he was out of the lineup because of injuries. But look what he did. Look what he did in junior.
Was it injuries?
Yeah, he was still injured. What did he do in junior? Him and the Edmonton Oil Kings, they won the WHL. They're champions. He's named playoff MVP for a fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to the Memorial Cup finals. So if you look at every step he's been through, it's all of those how players develop properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick Suzuki did the exact same thing.
I remember you mentioning it, like that you were happy that he went back to what was the team there? Like, remember that year that you were contemplating keeping him?
Which
it was like, I'm guessing 3 years ago, 3 or 2 years ago. I think it's 3 years ago. Nick Suzuki.
Oh yeah, when he went back to
when he went back, and he dominated
Guelph Storm. Yeah.
And like you were one, like I remember you chatting, and you're like, I want that to happen, and they did that, and you were excited, and then what was the result? He dominated. He built his confidence. He was killing it, and then he came here like the summer camp after, and he killed it.
He was NHL ready.
Exactly.
Now, also, it kind of helped him that Ryan Poehling got a concussion and knocked out of that preseason.
Yeah.
But listen, like you said, some
Yeah, but he
people
was still a bit better than him. Like he was still shown for sure.
No doubt in my
Yeah.
mind.
Even if
No,
Poehling was there,
no doubt in my mind. But
Poehling would never be a number one center. Like
no, and the thing
at
is,
best, second at
Ryan
best.
Poehling did pretty well in his junior
Yeah,
years, though. It's
we
like
did.
it's unfortunate, but
I don't get. I don't understand like why some players don't have that extra gear. You know, like they kill it in juniors, in college, or whatever it is,
dude, the
and they
step from
can't take that step, and then they're just stuck at the AHL level, for example.
yeah,
Like
they
a guy
just
like Pinard, great player,
he's great
like,
in Laval,
but
but
he'll never be an NHLer. But in Laval, that guy could score 30 goals probably a season.
he probably could 20 goals,
Like
but he's
you
gonna be
know,
at best a fourth liner in the NHL.
at best.
That's the
Like I
difference in
don't get it.
caliber, though. It's just the difference in caliber, and it's
but
just
Poehling is a first rounder though. Like
yeah,
not first overall, but he was a top 15.
he was drafted 25th, I
Oh,
believe.
okay, so he was deep.
He
Yeah,
was
well,
drafted.
still.
Yeah, he's drafted 25th in I
See,
think it was
that's the thing about the
2017. He was drafted he's in the 20s, and then the year after we drafted KK third overall, and then Caulfield at 19. Caulfield 2019 at number 15, and then Kaiden Guhle. This, oh my God, I have a question for you. Could this be the best? Could Marc Bergevin have made the best trade of his life and the best 2 draft picks of his life, trading for Suzuki, drafting Cole Caulfield, drafting Kaiden Guhle?
Okay, you remember when he did those? When he
Yeah,
concluded those moves, he
yeah,
was like, "I'm setting the team up for the future." Remember, he said that many times,
yeah. I did.
and he's like, "Yeah," and he even said, "Even if I'm not here, whoever's going to be there, I'm setting up the team for the future." There you go.
So I think, dude, if you think about it, those are his.
Now we're seeing the
Those,
fucking fruits.
but those are
Of
going to be the 3 leaders. And you know what? You mentioned
yeah.
Kaiden Guhle having an A on his jersey. Don't be surprised if Cole Caulfield gets one too, huh?
Yeah.
I think he will. Dude, I think if he's going to be our next 30, 40 goal scorer, how does he not have a number on his jersey?
I think it'll depend on how healthy Gallagher is. If he stays healthy, then I don't think they're going to strip it off of him.
Let's. No, they won't strip it off him, but it's going to go to Caulfield once Gallagher's gone.
Yes, that I could see, because he does have that leadership.
And I think when
people look up to him.
And I think once Edmondson is gone, that A is going on somebody else too. It could go to Caulfield first before Guhle. I think eventually you're going to see it go to those 3 who were acquired and drafted by Marc Bergevin and Trevor Timmons. So Joey, suck it, suck on that.
Oh man.
He's gonna hear this. I wonder what his reaction. That's
how they should have picked a goalie instead.
Yeah, but that's the Mayu draft, which I don't fully agree with him, but I definitely see his point. Listen,
I don't think they forecasted Price being out.
They didn't. They 100% didn't. But and you know what? Again, I think they have to seriously consider looking at getting a goaltender this coming draft. If there's one in the first round,
it depends, right? Like it depends on the draft year. Like who's
I don't know.
Be drafted this year who would be a goaltender or a decent goaltender. It's really hard. And Joey was right. In the last show, he was saying that year there were 2 2 first round goalies, which never or rarely happens.
Rare.
We need to have another year like that for us to draft another.
But again, that was coming off the Stanley Cup final run. Price looked like regular Carey Price. Bergevin did not expect for Carey Price to go down with a massive knee injury.
No.
So I think they need to seriously look at it. But we're looking at Jakub Dobbs, however you pronounce his name, and kid's doing very, very well, actually. So, last I saw, I haven't checked the stats, but last I saw he was 4-0. He's got a 0.920 save percentage. Kid's doing pretty good so far. I'm kind of hoping that he might be, the diamond in the rough or the underdog in terms of goaltenders that could potentially be the future for this team. But like even him, he's still got quite a few ways to go. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. It all comes down to a future goaltender. Because last thing I want us to be is like the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs. Like I don't want to have all the great stars up front. You know, them on defense.
It's a balance, man. Like it really is a balance. Like
it is a balance,
and striking that balance is the hardest thing, though.
But you still need that goaltender, though. Like you still need it, especially if you want to go far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, look, I don't know how Colorado won with. I mean, if you think about it, Darcy Kemper, like he's not the best goalie ever, but he played well.
He has a cup and not Price.
But he had, dude, like
Tim Thomas has a cup.
You need, yeah, but dude, Tim Thomas was Tim Thomas was a human wall in 2011.
He was like improv.
He just
just throw pads on him and just
don't give a shit
flop around on the ice.
They don't give a shit how you do it. Just make sure the puck hits your body, whatever limb you could throw off.
That's exactly what happened.
And
remember the moves he was doing? He was just like, it's fucking funny.
I think he won, I think that glove save he did it against Toronto where he just dove.
Yeah,
he just dove for it.
Yeah, he just went for it.
Yeah, it was against Toronto. I think it was against Toronto.
I think so. Yeah, it wasn't Toronto leading, and then it was a game 7,
something like that. And yeah, no, but that's the
beginning
thing.
At the end for the Leafs playoffs.
Yeah. I love how half our episode is talking about the Canadians and the other half, even started just bashing the fucking Maple Leafs because they deserve it. I'm not apologizing.
It's also very tradition. It's very traditional. It's Montreal.
It's absolute traditional
rivalry.
But look, the Canadians' next opponent is Thursday evening against Arizona, and I don't know. This might be a battle of the last place teams or something. So
I forecast an exciting game. You're gonna have a bunch of young players fighting for it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be important for I don't know who's gonna be Nets, but they're gonna have to try to keep they're gonna have to keep it a tight, low scoring game. Like that's what I would see them trying to do.
Yeah, I think so. Did you see there was a tweet where somebody put out the lineup of Arizona, and they're like, "This has to be the worst NHL lineup ever put together in modern hockey history." Like, I feel bad for them, man. Like,
do they still have Kessel?
No, Kessel's in Vegas.
He's Vegas, true. He moved. Vegas. So they really have no firepower.
He went from Toronto hot dogs to Arizona hot dogs. Now he's enjoying some Vegas hot dogs. So
a good Nevada burgers.
Did you see the birthday cake they gave him for his birthday?
Yes, it had like hot dogs on it.
It was a hot dog cake.
Was that real? Like I thought it was like photoshopped.
No, it was a real cake. It was a cake. It wasn't hot dogs, but it was
no.
Hot dogs.
Yeah,
a hot dog shaped cake or something. It was that poor bastard. That's one guy. Like he could be the fattest player, but he could still skate. He could still shoot. That's what it is. When you're a talent, like you have it no matter what. It's
I don't know what it is, man, but you're right. He was always a freaking great skater. Great skater. He had a good shot at one point.
Dude, I was scared of Phil Kessel when he played for Toronto. Toronto. But
when he started Boston, when he
started in Boston,
kid.
I was scared of him. Like
but Toronto too, yeah, he had some good years.
He did, but like the pressure got to him. He
hated the media. It wasn't even the pressure. It was like
he hated Toronto media. Oh my god, he hated them. He hated them.
He used to dude, man. Who was it? I think it was my sister's husband. Was at a sports bar one night in Toronto. Mm-hmm. He was in Toronto, and it was after a Boston Leaf game.
Mm-hmm.
He went to this like casual sport type place.
Okay,
and he was having his beer, and then who does he see? He sees on the bar. There was a few players. It was him with another player. It was Phil Kessel with one of his teammates.
Okay,
eating a freaking pound of chicken wings. He was just eating it, stuffing it, and he made a joke. He yelled that he's like, "Oh, it shows that you like your chicken wings, eh?" And then like he was just fucking like he was like busting his chops. And you turn around and he waved, He's like, "Yeah, whatever."
Funny,
but he eats that guy, man. He's not a very athletic type of dietary.
I don't know how he goes to training camp and fucking passes his medical tests.
I don't know.
So real quick, just on the subject of Phil Kessel. So apparently, the story is that after every win, Kessel would go to this particular hot dog stand in Toronto. Some guy owned a hot dog stand like in downtown streets of Toronto.
Street meat.
And he would always, yeah, exactly. And he would always go to this guy. Apparently, when he won the Stanley Cup, he sent this guy, this hot dog stand guy, an envelope like full of money or a check of like, I don't know how many thousands of dollars.
Wow.
But he sent him a fucking check, and he's like winning, like, this is for you, and this is, you know, I won the cup. I'm a cup champion, and, you know, like some kind of homage to or something or whatever. He sent a fucking hot dog stand guy like thousands of dollars via check. Like, Phil Kessel is a very good human being, people.
Sounds like it. I guess so.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's it. That's it for us. Yeah. So Thursday night, the Montreal Canadiens are back at the Bell Center to face the Arizona Coyotes. Like Zook said, I think I'm expecting, you know, just an intense game, just like every other game. I'm expecting the boys to come out strong. You know, I want to see Brendan Gallagher score his first of the season.
Sir.
Please, God.
32 goals.
He's gonna get 32 goals. He's scoring two. He's scoring two. He's scoring 2 goals, 5-on-5, and he's scoring 1 on the power play.
Wicked.
I'm calling it right now. I'm going on my betting apps. I'm going to misogeur.com, and I'm putting that shit in.
Put that $5. Let's do it.
There you go. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode. If you like what you see and hear, please click the subscribe button below on our YouTube page. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hear our episode's audio version on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Zook, thank you so much for doing this. Go Habs go. Enjoy the game Thursday evening. We'll talk more about it. And until then, bye now.
Bye now.